Hey, good afternoon, everyone. I want to thank you all for being here today. I know there's probably a lot of other places you need to be right now. But like Professor Ellis said, my name's Emma Davis. And I want to start off today by asking you all to imagine something for me. I want you to imagine that this is over. You're not at the FI EXPO. Finals are finally over. You aced it all. Good job, guys. And it's finally summer vacation. So you're at the beach with your family because what else are you going to do on summer vacation? And you can feel the sand between your toes and the warm sunlight on your skin, and you're just enjoying your days. You watch as maybe your little brother or little sister or even your little cousin twirls among the waves, but then something happens. Their movements become more sporadic. Their arms begin flailing above their heads, and you rush over to their sides as quickly as you can, but by the time you reach them, their body is gone limp. A plastic bag is tangled around their neck, choking them. This is the harsh reality that marine creatures face every single day due to plastic pollution. Now, it is the Richmond City Council's duty to stop these slow and painful animal deaths due to plastic pollution here at Richmond by implementing the polluter pays principle, which is currently proving successful in the UK. Now, you're probably all sitting there wondering what exactly is the polluter pays principle. Well, apart from being a little bit of a tongue twister, it is the commonly accepted practice that those who create pollution should bear the cost of managing it. This is to help prevent damage to human health and that of the environment. Now think of it, for instance, my friend Jonathan here, we're in FI together. Jonathan, if I told you you were sitting there clicking your pen and I said every single time you click your pen, you have to give me $5. You'd probably stop clicking your pen, right? So the polluter pays principle works on this same basis. Every time someone creates pollution, they have to pay for it. Now, you're probably thinking, come on, Emma, this is America. The Clean Water Act is in place to protect our waters from pollution, right? And you're totally right. The Clean Water Act is supposed to protect our waters from pollution. However, the James River, the river running through Richmond right now, is protected under the Clean Water Act. And the EPA's 2012 Toxic Inventory Report, the most recent report available, still reported that 7,660 pounds of toxins were released into the lower James River waterway in 2012. This ranked Virginia 7th in number of pounds of developmental toxins dumped into a state's waterway. This is the river we swim in. This is the river we fish in. This is the river we count on for life and sustenance. Now, the mere existence of the Clean Water Act does show that we care. It shows that we know it is our ethical duty to decrease aquatic pollution, and with the polluter pays principle, we finally can. Now, of course, there are other solutions for this problem, but I found them to be less successful. The Surfers Against Sewerage organization is a UK volunteer organization who lead cleanup events and offer educational programs on pollution. We have a very similar organization to this, a little closer to home, called the James River Association. And while organizations like this are a great help and make a huge difference in waste and litter, they are not treating the cause of the problem. They're simply treating the symptoms. This is a slow and indirect solution, and action needs to be taken now and on a much larger scale. The polluter pays principle is what's going to do this, and it's because it has already proven successful in the UK. More specifically, it's been proven successful in Wales. On October 1st, 2011, the Welsh government put a new law into effect. This law was meant to encourage grocery store patrons to bring their own reusable bags. This was to decrease the amount of plastic bags being used while shopping. So if patrons didn't bring their own reusable bags, they were still allowed to use plastic bags. They weren't banned or anything, but they did have to pay a fee of 5p per bag, which in America is the equivalent of about 7 cents. Now, a little while later, the Welsh government did a follow-up study in July of 2012 because they wanted to see what effect this law was having. But they found a crazy number of reduction in the use of single-use plastic bags. They found a 70 to 96% reduction in food retailers. They found a 68 to 75% reduction in fashion retailers. They found a 95% reduction in home improvement retailers, a 45% reduction in food service retailers, and an 85% reduction in telecommunication retailers. These statistics show the amazing effect that this law has had on the use of plastic bags in Wales. Now, according to CARE2, an American nonprofit environmental organization, plastic bags are a huge contributor to pollution in American waters, not only from the bags themselves, but also from the toxins that are excreted during their production. They state that around 100 million tons of plastic is produced every single year, and 10% of that ends up in our seas. If we introduce the polluter pays principle, we will see these numbers drop, just as they saw in Wales. This law has already been adopted by Dallas, Texas, so what exactly is stopping us? Laws and policies like these need to be put in place here in Richmond. By charging people based on the number of plastic bags that they use, people will work towards finding much more eco-friendly forms of shopping. So please, help me untangle the plastic bag that is suffocating Richmond and rally for the implementation of the polluter pays principle. Thank you.